A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A plus English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A plus way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A plus English.
Everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Chickling.
And today we're going to be talking about volunteering.
Volunteering.
Yes. All right. So before we begin looking at our article, we have a question is, where can you see volunteers? What jobs do they do? All right. So,
I think I usually see them at the post office.
Yeah, or maybe even at hospitals. They're mostly at community centers, maybe animal shelters. What about
right.
like when you're performing at like a concert?
But they usually get paid.
Okay, if you're paid, you're not a volunteer. But sometimes I remember you can be a volunteer for sports events because I've done it before. I've done it once to go into a concert and I got to see the concert for free. But like I was working, So yeah, you could see volunteers at many different places. Yes, and of course it depends on where they are and what they do. But their main job is to help you. Yeah, so that's what you do. If you volunteer, you help others without getting paid. Right. It all comes from your heart. So if you're thinking about doing volunteer work, we actually have some good suggestions for you. So let's take a look.
Volunteer, learn, grow. 4 popular volunteer jobs for students. Warm-up question. Where can you see volunteers? What jobs do they do?
Are you looking for volunteer work? Check out these popular choices. 1. Library helper. You will put books back on the correct shelves. Help people find books and information. Organize library resources like DVDs and newspapers. You'll learn about keeping things in order. You'll also learn some ways to manage a lot of information well.
Are you looking for volunteer work? Check out these popular choices.
大家会想要当志工吗？我们今天要讲所有可以当应该没有都到所有，但是就是当志工的地方。So Tiffany, have you done any kind of volunteer work before?
Oh yes, definitely. I actually try to volunteer if I have the time and especially for causes that I care about.
Okay.
I also like trying new things. So some of these volunteer jobs I probably have done before.
Wow.
Yeah. What about you?
I actually can't think of any experience that I had before. But I actually would really love to try it.
Yeah, or maybe like once we look at some of them, you'll remember, maybe I've done that before.
Maybe.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the first one. The first one is a library helper. Ooh.
图书馆志工哦。
Yeah, you help out in the library. But specifically, what do you do? The article says you will put books back on the correct shelves. That's right. When people check out books and return them, there's a big pile of like, uncategorized books or just books there. You need to put them back in the right place.
Okay, so 你当这个 library helper, 你的就是第一个工作就是把书籍放回正确的书架上。I know you love reading a lot, right? So have you ever done this? And you have a lot of books, right?
I have a lot of books at home and I try to organize them myself, but I have not been a library helper yet.
Okay, yet.
It sounds like a good thing to do. I think it's nice and quiet. There's a lot of books. I might like this one too. Another thing you might do as a library helper is it says help people find books and information.
Oh, okay. So maybe if I go to the library, I want to find a book related to science, and I can't find it, and you can go on the computer and search for it.
Yeah, if you can't find it, you can be like, hey, library helper.
可以帮我吗？帮我找书跟相关。That sounds like a difficult job. I would be very confused.
I think maybe they might give you like a rundown on how to do it, but I think it sounds like a pretty okay thing to do, perhaps.
Okay. Because you're smarter than me.
No, you'll get it. Don't worry. Okay, besides helping people, maybe you don't have to help people and talk, but you can do this. You can organize library resources like DVDs and newspapers. Okay, so I keep saying the word organize. When you organize something, it means you make arrangements in a particular order or structure. So for example, if your desk is messy, okay, maybe a way to organize and to keep it neat is maybe put all your pens and pencils together, or all your erasers together, all your notebooks in one pile, and you put it neatly and nicely together, right? So that's one of the things you do. You will organize all these resources, DVDs or other resource, okay? So a resource is just a source of help or information. So like, for example, for teachers, a teaching resource would, of course, be a book, a dictionary, or the internet.
OK， 所以呢，第三个工作你就是可以帮忙整理图书馆的资料或资源，像他们都会有报纸啊、DVD 都是可以的。
So like if you could maybe reorganize the library in a creative way, how would you do it?
I don't know. I think it depends on how I feel that day. Like, for example, if today I'm happy, I'm like, okay, let's just do something. Let's just do it this way. And mysterious or inspiring sections, like different sections. Just see we'll just see how I feel that day.
I've actually seen people organize their books according to the color of the book covers. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful like when you do it that way too. So maybe you can put yours in like a rainbow or something.
Oh, wow.
I think that would reflect your mood and your personality a lot as well. Yeah, or if you like to collect all like black or dark books, you can organize it into black and white. There's a lot of fun ways to organize things. Okay, so next in the article it says you'll learn about keeping things in order. That's right. When you're in a library and you have so many books and so much information, you need to keep things in order. To keep something in order is another way to stay organized. So a while ago, we learned organize as the verb. You can be organized with the D at the end. That's the adjective, and it just means something. That means that you are or something is well arranged or planned very well.
OK， 所以如果你到这个图书馆当志工，你还可以学到怎么让物品保持得很整齐。中文我们可以说有条不紊。So to keep something in order 就是让什么东西井然有序。So do you think you're an organized? I think you are. You're an organized person.
Well, I mean, I think it's sometimes I'm a little bit lazy and I do get a little bit messy. But once like I see this mess, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't stand it. I will start to organize and clean things up. What about you?
Well, it really depends. Like I'm such a I just feel things out.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite messy sometimes. But,
So we're kind of the same.
Maybe once in a while I could be organized.
Yeah, exactly. Same with me. Like I think some days we have our lazy days, but then once we want to get things done and we want to get organized, I think we are kind of like that as well.
Yeah.
So do you think this job might suit you or this volunteer work might suit you?
Actually, yeah, I think so.
Nice,
It sounds really fun to me, actually.
Yeah, and like it's really nice and quiet as well. Not only that, the article says you'll also learn some ways to manage a lot of information well. Yeah, so if we are kind of messy people or unorganized people, maybe this is a great way to learn.
可以学习去怎么整理很多的资讯，然后去 train your brain to think in a more clear way.
Yeah, so what's one skill you think every library helper should have?
Patience. Like if people come to you, oh, can you help me find this, find that? And you're like,
Wait, right? You have to maybe do a lot of things.
Right.
That's true. Good answer.
2. Exhibition assistant. You will show visitors around exhibitions, help set up events, keep the area clear and safe for visitors to walk through. You'll learn to speak clearly to make others understand you. You can also learn about different topics, like animals and history. This experience teaches you to plan and organize events.
Okay, so we do have some more volunteer jobs for you to look at. The next one is actually something that I had experience in.
Oh.
Yeah, this one's really fun. This is called an exhibition assistant.
Oh, 展场志工.
Yeah, okay. Do you know what they do?
I actually...
Not sure.
They show people around?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
right. Exactly. The article first says, you will show visitors around exhibitions.
Okay, 就是你要带大家去参观. I wonder, like, what was your what exhibition were you dealing with?
Well, this was when I was in London, and I had an experience where this one was actually a paid job, not volunteer work, because someone asked me to go help out at the art fair in London, and I was so excited because I love art, and I was like, this is so much fun. So I had to explain to visitors who came to look at our gallery who each artist is and their inspiration behind each art piece. I think there was at least 20 or so.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I also had to learn the information really quickly on the spot. So it was definitely a challenge because it was a lot to memorize, but
of course,
it was so much fun. And then, of course, people would be interested in the art piece. So you can even try to sell them the art as well and be like, this is something that you really want in your home. And then, yeah, it feels good when you sell the art too.
So did you end up selling a lot?
I don't think so. I think maybe just one or two.
That's great.
But I was just lucky because the people who bought the art piece, they really loved the art anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's one memory that I have. But what else do you do as an exhibition assistant? It says here, help set up events.
Okay.
And then it says, keep the area clear and safe for visitors to walk through. Now, when you set up things, it just means to arrange for an event or an activity to make it happen. So it means you put things up, make sure it looks good, and make sure that it's ready for the public to view.
But you didn't get to that part, right? You didn't really
No, I didn't have to set up. I just had to explain and be like, oh, here is this piece.
Just walking around and talking.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, 所以这边大家看到有没有看到一个 clear？ 这边的 clear 它不是很清楚，它是畅通，就是整个路是没有阻碍，可以很好走的意思。
So if you were to design your own exhibition, what would the theme be?
I think I would like to design an interactive time travel kind of theme exhibit where visitors can come and then you can go into this room and then you go into a different room and they belong to different eras.
I think I would love that.
Yeah, it sounds really fun.
Yeah, can you set that up, please? I will be your exhibition assistant. That sounds a lot of fun. I love history as well, so this is a perfect exhibition for me. Next, what do you do as an exhibition assistant? It says, you'll learn to speak clearly to make others understand you.
Oh, that's actually exactly what you did, right? At the exhibition. 所以这个工作呢，还可以让你学会去表达自己啦，因为你带大家去看这个展览嘛，然后让大家更了解你。不过这边的 clearly 是副词，它是代表清楚地，跟刚刚看到的 clear 很畅通是不一样的哦。
Next, it says here, you can also learn about different topics like animals and history. That's right.
Or maybe space. It's my favorite topic. 对，你还可以接触各种主题哦，像是动物啦、历史 dinosaurs.
Yeah, those are really fun. Actually, I have another exhibition experience.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, this one was really kind of interesting because I was working at a franchise exhibition.
Okay,
because I had a friend, they had a new bubble tea store and they wanted to franchise this bubble tea store because they made this new technology or something. They wanted to patent the technology or the method for how they make the tea. So it was a very special exhibition where I had to be like, do you want to open a store, a bubble tea store, and sell the franchise?
Okay.
加盟
对，加盟。
Yeah. So I had to do that as well. It was a challenge because it's even more difficult, I think, to sell a business idea than to sell a product. Yeah.
Right, because it takes a lot of budget. It takes a lot of money.
I think it takes a lot of convincing and a lot of like
to run a business.
Yeah, to be like, you can make a lot of money. And then
It's a big thing to do. So it definitely
is.
takes more time for people to decide, like, if I want to open a business, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so that's another exhibition experience I had. So, I had a lot of different jobs.
Wow.
Okay. Well, next in the article it says, this experience teaches you to plan and organize events.
Of course, 如果你真的是开了一间店，你就会变得很厉害。所以这段经验可以让你学会怎么规划、组织活动。Sounds like fun.
Yeah, so far, which one seems more interesting to you? Like, what do you think is best for students to try?
Students maybe like the library ones.
Yeah, I like the library one.
Just being quiet and just enjoying time all to yourself and doing your own thing. I think it's good for your brain.
Yeah, and if you're very extroverted or if you want to like work more on your speaking skills or like your people skills, I think the exhibition assistant will be really a great one too, because you really have to push yourself to talk to a lot of different strangers. And yeah, it was a challenge to also learn a lot of information in a very short amount of time and also make yourself sound like I know everything. So yeah, both of them seem really fun for now, but before we go to our review time, I believe we have to show them a few words, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's take a look.
所以我们今天第一个片语 look for 就是寻找的意思。你找什么东西？比如说像钥匙找不到 I'm looking for my keys. Have you seen them? 或者是呢自找麻烦，我们也可以用这个字哦。If you ignore the warning signs, you're just looking for trouble. 后面加一个 trouble。好，那我们再看另外一个句子。Ken looked for his toy around the house, but he couldn't find it. Ken 在房子里面找他的玩具，但是他找不到。那另外我们说，你到图书馆，你要去规划这个书放哪里 ，shelf 就是书架或者是架子，所以你可以 organize a shelf。比如说 he organized his shelf of books by color， 刚刚我们有提到用那个颜色去排，或者是货架上的商品 ，the shelf was filled with snacks and drinks， 这个也可以。好，那我们看另外一个句子 ，the naughty cat jumped up the shelf。And jumped up on the shelf and knocked down books and toys. 顽皮的猫咪呢，跳上了层架，把书跟玩具都弄倒了。那我们刚刚说，你到展览带这个旅客去参观，这是 show someone around。它的三态就是 show, showed, shown。所以你带朋友参观，你也可以说 I'll show you around the campus after lunch。那我们看另外一个句子。The teacher showed the students around the school on the first day. 老师在开学第一天带着學生參觀校園。好，那最後一個單字是 event。比如說你要去舉辦一個活動，你就可以說的 host an event。比如說 the school hosted a charity event to raise money。這個慈善機構慈善的活動去這個請錢，或者是重要的事件，你也可以說是一個 significant event。好，那我們看一下今天的課文例句哦。我們可以說 Our class will take part in several special events for our school's birthday。我們班會呢參加好幾場校慶的特別活動。那最後我們在 Magic Box 有看到 set up， 這個在我們的文章中是安排佈置的意思。三態不需要去變化 set 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 全部都長一樣，不過它也可以當陷害某人的意思哦。比如說 He claimed he was set up by his coworkers。他聲稱自己被同事陷害了。Okay, 所以這是今天所有的單字。Don't forget to practice, but right now, before we wrap up, let's go to our review time activity.
Review time.
All right, it is our review time. And today we can do fill in the blanks.
Okay.
So I'll say a sentence and you and Chickalin can guess which word it is.
Okay.
All right, first one is, my best friend just moved into a new house, so she blank her house and neighborhood. This is more of a phrase though. Which phrase?
So you move into a new house and then you invite me over to show me around. So she showed me around her house and neighborhood.
Very good. All right, the next one is, my brother wants to blank a part-time job so he can earn and save money for college.
So he wants to find a job.
Giving you a hint.
So it's a look for. He wants to look for a job.
That's right. Looking for a job or look for a job. The next one is, mom likes to put her special souvenirs on the top blank so we don't play and mess around with them.
Oh, top shelf. I do that all the time. But what if then like an earthquake happens?
Oh, then
很緊張，
sorry,
要
Mom.
小心，你要蓋起來。
Yeah, or maybe she needs to secure it.
Right.
Okay, next one. The last one is, This year's Halloween party will be a big blank. The school hired a DJ and there will be a surprise guest.
Will be a big party event.
Yes. Is it Bruno Mars?
Oh my goodness, that is so cool.
Oh my gosh. That's a really rich school, by the way. But yes, that's the interim review time. Hopefully you guys got all the words correct as well.
所以今天的节目就到这边啦。如果想看更多精彩的内容，到我们的 YouTube 搜寻 A Plus English 空中美语，也别忘记按赞、订阅、开启小铃铛哦。拜拜。
Bye.